Good evening and welcome to the Real for Life podcast with Jesse and Joe coming at you on a Sunday night. Kind of a special one, Joe. It's 2 days left till the conclusion of the longest fucking election ever.
Yeah, I can't wait until that's over.
Like, I'm pretty sure Trump announced like a year into Biden's presidency, if that. So this has been the longest damn thing ever, and I just can't wait till it's over.
Yeah, I'm gonna stop running over lawn signs. I mean, I've never done
that. Well, at least where you're at, like, it's probably at least somewhat balanced.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. Over here in Portland, I guess it's not that bad. But yeah, I'm just excited for it to be over.
Okay, so we're going to skip all of the fucking notes.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, Joe's popping his in. Oh, yeah.
Did you already open it?
I did not. The box is over there. Do you want me to get up?
Go get the fucking box.
Oh, I've had to wait so long, I fucking forgot about it.
You have no idea. You've been waiting 25 years for this gift.
Oh, geez. Entertain the audience for 2 seconds.
All right, so Halloween is Jesse's birthday. I found a relic from our childhood, and I shipped it to him. Box. Actually, you're not listening now. I didn't. Are you on yet? Can you hear me?
Breaking my home set.
As I was saying, I found a relic from our childhood. But
is it Babylon Pink?
You just can't take that from me. Open the gift. Open the gift.
I'm opening the gift. I'm trying to find a way to do it here where I don't knock over my microphone. For those of you tuning in on YouTube, if this episode's on YouTube, because if we say something stupid, we don't post the video. Pretty big box here. A lot of effort went into this. We're almost there, Joe. We're almost there.
It's really shattered, for sure.
Shattered. Okay, so it's not a piece of clothing. All right, here we go. Oh, a lot of bubble wrap here. A lot of bubble wrap. No way. Is this what I think it is?
That is Babylon.
That is
Babylon.
French class?
No, it's Babylon Pink.
It is Babylon Pink?
Yes, you guessed right at the 11th hour.
And you made a frame for it. This is amazing.
Dad hit it and told me years later.
Your dad hit it?
Yeah, I was mentioning it like 6 months ago. He's like, no, I still have that. I'm like, you still have it? He's like, yeah, it's on my desk.
So for those who don't know, I don't even know where this tape came from originally, but it's called Babylon Pink. Notice this is a recorded version, so it's not even the original. My guess is the original was definitely on Betamax. There's no way that movie made it to VHS.
I believe it was. I'm going to Google it because I actually looked up the other day. It was like top film of 1978.
So this was mine and Joe's first, obviously not together, porn video. Somehow we found it, and we were so scared that our parents/grandparents would find it that we basically just kind of sent it to one house or the other every couple weeks for a new hiding place. Mm-hmm. Now, this tape right here would be impressive on its own, but the display, the effort put into this, very incredible, Joe.
So I have a fun side story with that as well. No, that can't be. Hold on.
I don't even know how I'm going to explain this to my wife.
Well, you don't have to. That's what's even better because it just is a VHS. It could just be a relic.
This is going in the studio. So I think I'm going to buy a one of
There's
those.
A plot. There's a plot. It tells you the plot. Sorry. 1979, Babylon Pink.
Okay. All right.
I actually watched it the other night. I mean, because you can find it on like some obscure porn site, and I just kind of like fast forward it for memories, and I remember the whole thing. It's crazy. I'm like, I have watched this VHS so many times in my life. And
you know what's
for the
hilarious?
audience that is younger, back in the day when they made pornos, they were movies.
Yeah, they had a plot. They
had
also, I don't really think that they were exposing people to that. Here's the thing. You couldn't even see the genitals, Joe. There's way too much body hair.
A lot of bush.
Yeah. Here's another thing that's ironic. The only scene I remember from that movie, because it was like my go-to one, was like the Puerto Rican chick. I think she was Puerto Rican.
You think you don't remember, but again, I fast forward through it and I was like, I remember all of this. Like there's
I'm
a
sure
scene
I'll remember.
where there's
But
like a
the memory
BJ
that I
and the
hold
chick's
on to
taking
was
a
the
piss.
one girl. Oh, I remember that. Oh god.
Yeah. Yeah. Super weird.
And it was just part of the plot. It wasn't supposed to be like a thing.
Right.
It was just we need an excuse to show some private parts.
Right. That's basically the whole movie.
I don't know if this is going to make it on YouTube, but this is wonderful. I was basically just saying the Puerto Rican chick to point out that I've always liked more tan skin.
Yeah. So there I am. Speaking of which, full circle back.
Hold on.
What is that super religious store?
Hold on. I really just want to say thanks. Yes. This is incredible. You did an amazing job. You're a good friend.
What's the craft store that's really religious?
Hobby Lobby.
Yeah, so I'm at Hobby Lobby, and I buy the frame. I'm sure nowhere in their business plan were they thinking I was going to frame a VHS porno in it. And then I go to the arts and crafts section, and I'm walking around, and I'm looking at fabric, and I just keep switching rack to rack. And this lady's like, "Excuse me." I'm like, "Yeah." She goes, "Are you looking for the velvet?"
Nice.
I go,
"You knew?"
Yes, I am. And she goes, "I just assumed with the tattoos that you were looking for the crushed velvet." I don't even know how to take that, but you're 100% correct.
Oh, that's fucking awesome. Oh man. And here's what makes this the best too, because when me and Joe were in high school, when we were consuming this educational video, we were both into lowriders, and we were redoing the interiors of our vehicles using this same velvet. So the entire, well, yours was the entire interior of mine was red crushed velvet and white vinyl. But it was the same velvet, kind of stretchy, easy to work with, terrible to sew with.
Yeah, it's really hard.
Yeah, you can't sew with stretchy material. It's a lot difficult. It takes kind of a varsity sewer seamster on that one, which we were. So,
yeah. So, yeah, there you go.
Very incredible.
I said, it's priceless.
We could end the show right now.
Is that your pocket knife? You just carry a box knife?
No, I have a pocket knife, but in my garage, I've got multiple box cutters because pretty much everything we own comes from Amazon. Like we get Amazon boxes every day. Which I thought of a great new idea for Amazon today because I purchased an item on your behalf, and which I haven't received payment on, by the way. And I'm working on mailing it, and it's a pain. Still haven't mailed it. Dude, we were at Great Wolf Lodge all weekend.
I don't know what the fuck that is.
It's you don't want to know what it is.
Okay.
It's a giant indoor water park attached to a hotel, which sounds amazing, right? But it's smack dab in the middle of Portland and Seattle.
Oh.
So it's where you take your kids, and they've got all this like Magic Quest and
I don't know if this is racist. Was there a lot of
place where you go to spend a boatload of money on your kids? So you're surrounded by kids. Every dad there has the same look on their face.
A lot of Middle Easterns.
There are, yeah.
Yeah, it's super weird because we have like triple play, and I'm not saying that's weird. It's just strange. Apparently, they vacation a lot because every time I go there, I'm like, there's not that many in Spokane. This place is 90% Middle Easterns. It's like,
well, I think so here it is. You only notice the Middle Easterners because they look different, right? But it's honestly, it's the same with anybody from another country. So if people come from like Italy, England, you can tell because their teeth are all fucked up. But basically every European country, they get a lot more vacation than us. So they take more vacations when they move here because that's part of that culture. we're the only ones that work our asses to death and like, you know, oh, I'm going to take an actual vacation. Not like we do where we take a vacation so we can like, you know, maintain our fucking house. Yeah.
I don't know. Every time though, I'm like, I don't know, it's baffling. Not that there's anything wrong with that. It's strange. I wouldn't say strange. That just sounds racist. It's just like I've never seen this many in one room.
Yeah, it was terrible for me because I don't like being around big groups of people in the first place. And this place is just a boatload of families with kids, and all the dads are basically there just trying to get through it.
Oh, yeah.
Like, none of the dads want to be there. All of us are just looking at each other like, what the fuck? Meanwhile, we've all got these little wolf ears on our hat because you have to wear your wolf ears while you're there.
No.
And I'm getting awkward looks in the fucking pool because apparently, you know how you see those couples and like they're a mismatch?
Okay.
Like you just assume, well, obviously that dude's got money. So apparently me and my wife have become that because multiple times I'll see another dad kind of like check out my wife trying to not get caught checking her out in a bathing suit.
Mm-hmm.
And then they look at me and they're just like, huh.
It's very curious.
What the fuck?
That's your Christmas present. T-shirt.
Yeah.
Says I paid for it.
Yeah. Yeah. Honestly, it's kind of a good thing though that she looks good in a bathing suit. I'm not gonna say that's the only reason, but it was my birthday last week, so I did get some gifts.
Nice.
You'll notice the sign behind me. I'll turn it on. It's too bright for the video, but she got me a neon sign, Real for Life.
Nice.
But of course, you'll notice
it says 4.
It's spelled 4 instead of the number 4.
Yeah, well.
She also got me 2 pieces of clothing that are the wrong size. So that's just kind of what she does. Her heart's in the right place, but she just the details are what get her. Seriously, a couple of years ago, 2 years in a row for Christmas, she bought me a t-shirt I already had. Yeah.
My wife buys me gifts that are so from the heart, I don't get it. Like, I'm like, oh, thanks. And then later on, it gets explained, and I was like, ooh, I'm a dick.
You're like, I bought yours 2 days ago.
Yeah. Are you eating a cookie?
I am eating a cookie, yes. Sorry.
All right. That's super random.
Probably why we're a mismatch. I don't like the combination of this hat and like this shirt. It's too North Idaho.
Hey, all of your color looks very bland. So is there different colors? I don't get it.
Nah, it just looks very like, I don't know. I don't want to get stereotyped.
Too far. Too soon.
Yeah. Too far too soon. Anyway, I mean, we might as well read the lists.
Oh, yeah, there's a list. I just wanted to go through that list.
So my list is much shorter this week, and it's because lately, half of the things on my list are bullshit. They're not worthy of conversations. They're just random stuff, right?
Well, that's the issue. Sometimes, like, I'll say something that I think is going to be a conversation, and then it's just a punchline, and there's no conversation.
So typically, if there's not a way where we can make your topic about me, probably not going to work. Yeah.
All right. My first one's socks.
I wear socks.
Okay, but I wear socks differently.
Okay.
I've done it forever. First of all, after the military, I never bought white clothing again.
No. So why do I want to do 2 fucking loads of laundry?
Right. So all my clothes go into one load. Yeah.
Yeah.
So all of my socks are black.
Yeah.
Second, when I take off my socks, you take them off and they're inside out.
Okay.
And then I wash them. And then I wear them inside out. And then the next time I take them off, they're right side in.
That is a whole nother level of laziness. Oh my
Hold
God.
on. My entire point
They don't feel the same.
No, they're more comfortable. I am telling you, tomorrow, wear your socks inside out, and they're 100 times more comfortable.
I mean, I'll try it. To me, it makes more sense to wash them inside out because that's where like
correct
bacteria and stuff was.
So my logic is correct because I actually wash them thoroughly because every other time you're
getting one side or the other.
Correct.
No. I mean, the logic is there. It would make it harder to like match them as they're coming out. Because me, I don't
50-50. Well, all my socks are the same.
Yeah, same here. Once a year, sometimes twice, go to Costco. I buy like 15 to 20 new pair of socks.
Right.
And then I just throw all the old ones out.
Right.
Because the worst thing you want is two socks that look the same, but one's new and one's like a few months old.
Yeah.
It's like being a half-inch taller on one side. It doesn't work.
Right. So the Costco, whatever, I think they're Adidas socks. That's it.
Yeah.
And I'm old, so I wear ankle socks. Apparently those aren't a thing anymore.
No, I still if I'm wearing shorts, I don't know if that's my microphone or yours.
Don't know. But you know how much struggle we had to go through as kids to make ankle socks?
Yes, I remember actually. So there were a couple phases in socks. There was the soccer phase in 4th, 5th grade where you wore like 2 or 3 pair of socks. That way you could like pull them and ruffle them on the way down.
Never did that.
So you just had ruffles from ankle to like mid shin. But it took 2 or 3 pair of socks stacked to get that effect. Okay. That's number one. Then all that somehow went away and it went to ankle socks, which to me are the most logical fucking choice. Because once you go down to the no-show socks, they just disappear under your foot.
That's a nightmare.
They're not
ankle socks.
Yeah, ankle socks. If you're wearing shorts, it's ankle socks. Unless it's like Cholo June. Then you want them high socks, son. Boom.
Nope. Never been a high socker.
No, I'm not a big fan. It leaves a weird tan line, number one. Number two, the whole point of wearing shorts is to get some air, some flow. Why would you cut off half your leg from that kind of enjoyment?
Right.
Yeah.
I
don't care what's in fashion.
With my cowboy boots, though.
I can't do that.
Oh, always ankle socks.
Yeah. And that's what I did for my birthday. Because I was, of course I buy myself a gift on my birthday. Treat yourself. So I spent a good hour at Coastal Ranch probably tried on about 20 pair of boots. Found a pair that worked. So I finally have cowboy boots.
Comfortable.
I'm going to start out this week with an admonishment. Now, what that means is that I made a huge mistake in the last podcast that I need to apologize for. I was going on a rant about Beyonce and how most of her songs are about, I don't want poor dudes.
TLC?
I said no scrubs, and that is clearly a TLC song. So, admonishment to me. I apologize to T-Boz, the late Left Eye, and Chili. Yes. And no scrubs is great. I kind of agree with the concept.
Left Eye.
But you can't pay my bills, can't pay my bills. I'm not down with that. So.
And telephone bills, like how expensive is a telephone bill?
Well, you remember one of our favorite movies, The Big Hit with Mark Wahlberg. If you haven't seen The Big Hit with Mark Wahlberg, you are missing out. It is genius. But that was what his mistress that he was with. That's all she cared about. I got to pay the note on my Jag. Like, terrible.
But she did cut up bodies.
She did cut up bodies. She was a good accomplice in that arena. Yeah.
I thought you were going with Bill Bellamy's How to Be a Player. Also great.
I don't know that it stands up to the test of time as well. But
Probably
peak Lark Voorhees. Peak Lark Voorhees.
Which
she was at her best in that movie and she was also in a music video for Montel Jordan. Lisa Turtle from Saved by the Bell.
Now I gotta Google it.
Well, don't look at recent pictures of Lark Voorhees. She had the worst plastic surgery in the world, which was a damn shame because she would have aged so gracefully. Look up Lisa Turtle.
I don't
Black chick from Saved by the Bell.
She's not in this movie.
Bill Bellamy's How to Be a Player. It's his actual girlfriend. Like the real girlfriend that he keeps cheating on.
Oh, yes. Lisa.
Oh, yeah. Lark Voorhees. Big fan. She was like, everybody was all about Kelly Kapowski. Some people were about Jesse, but I think that's just because they were like, I don't know. I don't know how you could ever choose Jesse over Kelly. But I would have chose Lisa over both of them. Lisa was where it was at. Plus, she had rich parents. Yeah.
I never watched that show.
It was terrible. There's actually a whole bunch of videos where this one guy has pointed out that in every episode of Saved by the Bell, Zach Morris is actually the bad guy. Which he is. He is a terrible fucking person in that show.
Well, same thing with Karate Kid.
Yeah, Karate Kid was absolutely the bad guy. He was the first one to use violence.
He's tried to take Elizabeth's shoe.
Yeah. 1984 All Valley Karate Championship. That is not a legal move. You cannot do a fucking crane kick. All right. But
and he throws sand in his face. Just Johnny a dirty fighter.
That fucking kick coming from a mile away.
Like, what is he doing here? I wonder what he's going to do here. Oh, he's going to kick me in the face.
Yeah. And then he pranks all of them and like messes with them. And then he's mad when they come back for revenge.
Right. No, he is the bully.
He is absolutely a bully. He's the new kid in school and he thinks he's just going to swoop in and get Elizabeth's shoe.
Right. He should have stayed in China and just stuck with a Chinese chick he married.
Wait a minute. What?
Karate Kid 2.
Karate Kid 2.
He goes to China or wherever.
Ponytail guy is creepy.
But fucking like legit like gets married. And then just it doesn't exist.
Yeah, I don't know. I tried watching the first season on I think it's Netflix of like the new Karate Kid.
I liked it.
I liked the first season. The second season it went to hell and I was like, nah, we're not doing this.
Well, the blonde chick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No, it's a good show because when did it come out? It came out like 3 years ago. So my kid was like 13. So it's like one of those shows you can watch with family.
Mm-hmm.
Like that exists. Right now we're watching Penguin. It's pretty good.
Oh, I want to watch that. I dig me some Colin Farrell. He's underrated. Yeah. There's literally a stink bug on the edge of my computer. Fuck you.
That's why I was late for the podcast tonight is because we're finishing the Penguin. Because it comes out on Sundays.
Nah, it's all good. Dude, I got to tell you, man, I don't know if I can watch movies anymore. So I've always had a good TV, but I've also always had a decent sound bar with subwoofer, right? Because people, especially chicks, and I know I'm always ragging on chicks, but like they don't care about the audio experience at all. Most of the time, they don't care about the fucking visual experience because they're on the damn phone. Like, I can't watch the movie I want to watch, so we're going to compromise over here on this movie, which we both know you're only going to watch 5 minutes of. And then you're going to get on your phone, and then you're going to ask questions.
30 minutes to find a movie.
Yeah.
And then they don't even watch it.
Yep. It's very aggravating.
Fucking series right now. And she wants me to watch it. And I've watched a little bit of it. It's called The Intern.
Okay, I've seen the movie The Intern with
no, it's every single hospital show ever. The same thing.
Oh. No.
All of them.
No. And
they're all the
somebody
same.
in the medical field who like works in the ER and the OR and all that, those shows are such horse shit.
But it's just the
It's
same
absolute
drama, the
horseshit.
same bullshit. This one has a different spin on it, where like all the new doctors are smarter than the old doctors with their old medicine, and the
Yeah, that would
new
never happen.
doctors. It's terrible. And the main chick that's supposed to be good looking, I like hate her face, and I don't know how to explain it. But every time she makes any facial expression, I'm just like, ugh, God, terrible.
Yeah. Oh, quick question, by the way. When you look at your screen, do the words read normal or are they backwards?
Normal, but I only get. They're not
How
centered.
it's going to turn out on the YouTube because it's reversed when I look at it.
No, it's correct.
Which would make sense because you want to, like, when you're filming, you want to look like you're looking in a mirror.
Huh, no, never thought of it. It's correct.
Yeah. Anyway.
Is the pool table on my right side or my left side?
Camera left, your right.
Yeah, so it's reversed.
Yeah, but I can read the words on your hat normally.
Right. So
right.
You answered your own question.
Okay, sounds good. Anyway, so Halloween night, the kids do their trick-or-treating, and we end up at my neighbor AJ's house. Okay. Now, AJ, cool dude, police officer, got a sick 4Runner, and for some reason, because I'm like a total sociopath, right? So typically when I meet people, I just assume that I'm the cool one in the relationship. And the more people I meet, the more I'm realizing I'm not the cool one. Like, I'm sitting over here thinking like, yeah, AJ, he's got like he's got a pretty sick 4Runner, but I got a fucking rock crawler over here that goes on a trailer behind a sick ass truck sitting in my cool garage. So I just assume I'm the cooler person in the relationship, right? So we go in there. Typical Jesse. So we go in their fucking house, and first of all, like, I've been in there a few times. It's much nicer than ours, right? Sweet deck out back with fucking every grilling, anything you could ask for. They actually have like books in their house that I think they've actually read.
That's weird.
Different from our house, right? But then I've heard tale of a pretty decent home theater system at his house. And I'm like, I mean, not to be a little negative Nancy, but I've got a pretty nice 65-inch 3D 4K badass TV with a Bose soundbar and subwoofer. It sounds pretty good. Turns out it doesn't, Joe. Fucking sucks. Okay? So we go up to the third floor on his house, and it's like one of those situations where like they could have just made it an attic or like one of those empty spaces where you put like insulation.
Right.
So it's concaved like so,
like a barn.
Follows the lines of the roof, right?
Right.
Yeah. So this room, apparently his kid's not allowed in this room, which is awesome. And he's got, it was all pre-wired as they were building the house. He's like, no, we need to pre-wire it with this, this, and this. He's got a projector that makes it like 120-inch screen, right? I don't think there's any less than 20 grand in speakers in this room, Joe. Not to mention the fact that it's completely soundproofed, completely blacked out. He's got like a whole bunch of like F1 memorabilia on the walls. Like, what does it look like? It honestly, it looks like
it sounds like a room for fucking.
No, it's not. It's not. It looks like something out of like a Men's Health article, which does not help my argument against you right now, by the way. But have you ever seen like those, like where they'll take like an old timey airplane with like the aluminum and rivets and make like a fucking lounger out of it?
Yeah.
He's got one of those.
How tall is the ceiling?
It's not tall. It's made for sitting. And then he's got a sectional, and he puts on Dune.
I haven't seen it.
And I'm just like, this is literally better than any IMAX experience I've ever had. It shakes the entire house, Joe. It's insane. So he's got like I'm pretty sure he had the equivalent of like 4 12-inch subs in this room. And it's fucking, and he's got all the speakers situated perfectly such. It's just incredible. And then we watched part of Dune, and then he kicks it over to Top Gun 2 Maverick.
Yeah, great movie.
I can't watch that movie on my TV ever again. It just wouldn't do it justice. And like, it pissed me off kind of because like, I already really liked him and respected him, but now I don't know if I'm cool enough to hang out with him. Like,
and your voice cracks.
It was a really fucking nice theater setup, dude. I think he might be out of my league. So now I got to buy some more cool tea. And I can't even so we've got a room that's supposed to be like the theater room, but it's upstairs and that's where Tana's mom stays. So like, we don't even use it. We live downstairs. She lives upstairs in my TV room.
Sonos.
Right.
And I haven't reconnected them. We switched to the satellite internet thing.
Starlink.
Yep. And I haven't switched over my speakers, and it's been 2 years.
Oh, you got to do it.
I know, because it sounded incredible.
Half the viewing experience. Can you imagine watching Babylon Pink over here? I don't think I'd want to. I really don't. The sounds that they were making, it's a lot of smacking. I don't know that I'd want
a lot of wet chicken noises.
Squishing.
Yeah.
Ugh. Anyway. Should I hit something off the list here?
Segue into movies. So you had texted me that earlier, and I was talking to my buddy, and he was bitching about movies. And it's just such a ripoff. Like, we went to see Venom. We like going to the movie theater. And so the new Venom's out. And the mall has where you can like save your seats and get the recliner.
Oh yeah, you got to do that.
Yeah, it's way better.
Sit with the pores.
Yeah.
Ooh.
But it was terrible. Like, even my kid was like, wanted to walk out. It was that bad.
Really? The first one was decent.
It was decent, but this one it's fucking terrible. There's no storyline. It's just stupid altogether.
I think.
But at the end of the day,
Disney
once you get popcorn
Marvel,
and the tickets, probably $100 to go see a movie. Yeah. And it was awful.
And we watch movies a lot. So I feel like investing in a legit home theater pretty much pays for itself.
Yeah, I should probably get those speakers to start working. But my movie note for the week, because they just came out with a second one that I refuse to watch. The Joker.
I heard it was fucking terrible.
Dude, the first one was terrible. Like,
I haven't watched it. I have no interest. DC sucks.
They try to go super dark with it, so then like all these people coming out of the woodworks, and they're like, "Oh, you just want to get it." No, it's fucking stupid. Like, yeah. So he has a mental illness and he kills people.
Yep.
That's it.
Is it Joaquin Phoenix again?
Yeah. No, I'm talking about the first one. The second one's him as well. Apparently, the second one's like a fucking musical. But
oh yeah.
The first one's terrible, and everybody like raves about how good it is. I'm like, it's fucking awful.
Yeah, I'm not there for a musical. I'm not doing it.
No, but the Batman I can't even say it's new. It's a couple years old now. The new Batman with a dude from Twilight.
Uh-huh.
Super good. I tried to get you to watch it last time you were in town. I
know. I need to watch it. One more reason I need a home theater, because a movie like that would have good audio.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And I would say the audio more. It's the only reason. One of my favorite movies, one of my go-to movies when I'm allowed to watch a movie upstairs and turn the volume up, is Transformers.
Yeah.
Not even that good of a movie, but the fucking sound in that movie is incredible.
Yeah, and I like Live, Die, Repeat, and apparently that's not what that movie's called, but I've always called it that. And then my kid is like, that's not what it's fucking called. And I'm like, yes, it is. And we actually made a bet, and I was totally
Edge of
wrong.
Days or something like that. Tom Cruise,
Edge of Tomorrow. Yeah.
Edge of Tomorrow.
Yeah, great fucking movie.
With Emily Blunt.
Oh God, when she's rolling up on the fucking floor. That's probably the hottest scene in any movie other than Megan Fox under the hood.
In Transformers.
Correct.
Yeah. Yeah, it's funny because Emily Blunt is doing ab exercises on like 100-foot by 100-foot floor while other people just watch her, and we're not going to say that that's awkward.
She can do whatever she wants.
And she's practicing to fight in battle with zero gear on. Just for some reason, dirty tank top.
What does she need a fucking practice for?
Well, the whole point is like you're practicing because now you know how the battle's going to go to get like. I mean, you know, you've watched the movie.
I've probably seen it 20 times. So good.
Yeah. I think this microphone, God damn it,
might be on its last leg.
I'm going to have to buy another microphone. Oh, we need some sponsors, Joe. This is riveting conversation. I don't know how sponsors are not lining up. I know. I mean, we've talked about some very important issues here already.
Oh, you want to hear my next one?
Probably really important subject.
It's very important. And actually, Katie said this out loud. And it's so fucking true.
Waiting.
You have to really think about this one.
Okay.
Okay. If you think of garbage bags.
Yep.
Why are the black garbage bags always the bigger ones than the white garbage bags?
That's totally fucking true. Holy crap. How's there not a whole stand-up act about this?
I don't know. Like the 20-gallon bags, white, 50-gallon, black. What the fuck?
Every time.
Yeah, Magnum condoms, black. What the fuck?
Obviously. Wow. Wow. That deserves an Owen Wilson. Wow. That is a great observation.
Yeah.
That your wife made. Raises some interesting questions.
Hurt my feelers.
Size queen. So, one of my subjects is the elliptical is bullshit. So, I'm at the gym the other day, and this is a different gym than I normally go to, but I've noticed that the elliptical is the machine you go to when you want to say that you went to the gym, but you don't actually want to break a sweat. You cannot get a good workout on an elliptical.
That's not true.
That's absolutely true. I've never seen anybody sweat on an elliptical. You can't get going fast enough or you lose your rhythm.
Do you ever actually set the settings?
I've never seen anybody else set the settings.
How do you know they're setting their settings?
They watch something on their phone and then they get off of it. And it's usually chicks that are not in shape. It's never hot chicks that are in shape that are on the elliptical, Joe.
There's settings with resistance.
Yeah, nobody uses them.
Okay. But if I do like a cardio day,
you go on when you don't actually want to be at the gym.
So if I'm doing a cardio day, I'll do like 10, 15 minutes treadmill, 10, 15 minutes stair stepper.
Both legitimate workouts.
10, 15 minutes elliptical as like a cool down.
Exactly.
Then stair stepper and then cool down on the treadmill again. So I'll like cycle it in, keep the heart rate up the whole time.
Which makes sense. But if you're going to the gym and you're paying for a gym, right? That has probably 200 different pieces of workout equipment. But every time you go, you're spending 30 minutes only on the elliptical. And I know this because that's what Tawny used to do before she actually like started to look into like how to actually get a good workout.
And again, it goes back to like, it's a good starting point.
Okay. So good point there, because even if you're not really working out, anybody that's going into the gym, props to you. Seriously. But
and we have a customer that was a teacher, is a teacher, and I shouldn't say his name, but I don't know him by his teacher name because I never had him as a teacher, so I just call him by his first name. Anyways, he runs like 10 miles a fucking day.
Yeah, that's
at lunch. So like
that's commitment.
Yeah, so like I'll be getting my coffee in the morning. He's showing up the gym, runs 10 miles, showers, and goes back to work.
How fucking long is this guy's lunch?
Probably an hour.
Jeez.
It's union.
Yeah. 6-hour school day. We're going to take an
Point
hour
being,
lunch.
now he does an elliptical because treadmills kill your fucking knees.
Yeah, treadmills do kill your knees. Anyway, sorry. I think a lot of this argument was because of who I saw on the elliptical, and I know the person,
She
and it
eating
just
M&Ms.
completely lines up with, like, of course that person's on the elliptical, while everybody else that's in that group of people is doing an actual workout.
Where'd you get a real gym membership?
I didn't. It's at my place of employment.
Oh, makes sense.
Yeah. So I just want to send a big ups to Harambe and also Peanut. Say his name.
I just had to have this conversation today. That's insane.
Everybody talks about October Surprise. If this is not the best fucking argument for how you vote, I don't know what is.
Of government overreach?
25 federal employees seize on a house. You know how much money that costs in tax dollars?
To kill somebody's pet.
So that they can take a pet squirrel. A pet squirrel. And not even set it back in the fucking wild. We're just going to put it to sleep. I guess supposedly the squirrel might have bit somebody.
Of course it did. It's a wild animal.
Fucking squirrel. Yeah. But, like, I don't know how to go on this one because, like, if you have a dog and the dog bites somebody, sometimes they'll come in and euthanize it, right? But it depends on how vicious it is. And also where it happens, right? So if your dog attacks a person in public, they're probably going to put that dog down, right? But if you go to somebody's house, into their home, and their dog bites you, unless they're like legit, if it's just a nip and one little quick bite, like a warning, I don't think that dog should be euthanized.
No, Darby bit somebody.
Yeah, unless they're like legitimately like, unless it's like a pit bull situation where like that switch flips and they kill somebody.
On the reverse
usually
of that,
a toddler, because pit bulls are dangerous.
Let's just say in a scenario where you're running from the cops.
Hold on, I'm kidding, by the way. I don't want pit bull lovers to get all over my case here. But let's not be dumb.
Pit bulls bit by one of their murderous dogs.
Yes.
And you try to defend yourself, that's assault on an officer.
I know. Isn't that hilarious?
It's insane. It's like, granted, you shouldn't be in that scenario.
Right.
But those dogs are murderers. They are trained to fuck people up.
Yeah, you're going to try to defend yourself.
Right.
What are you going to do? Just be like, okay, officer, my hands are up. That dog doesn't know what that means.
Right.
I'm pulled over. I can't pull over anymore.
Fucking missile coming to kill you. Like, there is, you're fucked.
Yeah. There was that one case in, shoot, I have to get this right. In New York, where somebody fed a police horse some cheesy poofs and he went to jail and he had to give up his cocktail fruit. Here's where this comes full circle, Joe, because you know I'm talking about the movie
Half-Baked.
Half-Baked. But the guy, when he goes to jail and he becomes Squirrel Master's bitch, Squirrel Master, squirrel. Peanut the squirrel. They killed that squirrel for no good reason. They seized on that guy's house. They had him sitting outside for 5 hours, questioning each person individually. Like, this was like a huge sting operation for a fucking pet squirrel that was adorable.
Yeah,
it was viral on the internet because he was like,
to watch the videos.
Yeah, he's just a super like awesome pet squirrel, more loyal than any fucking cat I've ever met. So I got in an argument with somebody about that, and they were like, well, it's against the law though. You can't have squirrels. I was like, I don't fucking care if it's a law. That's the whole point of this whole election. Does that law make sense? If it's not hurting anybody else or potentially bringing harm to their property.
And he like saved the squirrel's life and brought it back to health.
Yes. I know.
Like it wasn't like he captured this squirrel.
Well, he could have had rabies. Rats have rabies, mouses have rabies, not all of them, but you're allowed to have a mouse as a pet. New York City, where this happened, they've got literally millions of rats. But they're going to send federal agents because of one fucking squirrel?
Yeah.
So, I don't know. It just weirds me out.
It's stupid. What was, like, who did he piss off in his nonprofit to go after him?
Well, and yeah, and that's why the conversation was like, I don't care if it's against the law. Does the law make sense?
Have you ever read the books on dumb laws in states?
Yes, I have. And there's a lot of them. Like there's some like God, this fucking microphone.
The only one I really remember is it's against the law in Washington state to fish off a giraffe's back.
Really?
Yeah. Like that's a law. Because there's tons of giraffes here.
Interesting.
But there's tons of these stupid fucking laws.
Well, that was my argument. And you know how when you want to win an argument, you kind of bring out the heavy guns. So this person, it was Tana. It was my wife. So she immediately goes, because my wife's a rule follower, and so she's like saying, well, it doesn't matter, it's against the law. I was like, so you don't ever question laws and why they should be laws? At what point, like at one point, slavery was legal. Yeah. You're not going to question that one? And of course, she immediately called me out. She's like, are you fucking kidding me? Like,
you're like, no, I'm not, because it's a bullshit law.
A bullshit law is a bullshit law, and you should challenge it. America is supposed to be about calling out bullshit laws. Like we have our core values, we have our core standards in the Constitution. Now, even the Constitution needed to be a little finagled from time to time. That's why we have the amendments, right? Like for a while, alcohol was in the Constitution, was illegal. And then they were like, well, that's fucking dumb. And they changed it.
Right.
But you can't just follow something simply because it's a law, right? I can't have a little road soda on the way home. Okay, that's a bad example, but you know what I'm talking about. Like some laws are dumb.
Mm-hmm. You ever see that commercial? It's not even a commercial. All the fucking news articles of people when they made it illegal to drink and drive, and they're like, I don't even know how I'm going to survive.
Oh, it's fucking awesome. While they're lighting a fucking Pall Mall cigarette with their 2-year-old next to him on the bench seat with no car seat. I mean, we used to ride in the back of the truck and we're fine, but I mean, I do agree. Like, it, and here's what drives me nuts. And here's where I would make that argument, because I know people in Oregon that blew like a 0.03. They're not even to half of the legal limit, and they still got a DUI. Because if the officer thinks that you're impaired, doesn't matter what you blow on the breathalyzer.
Right.
They're like, oh, you're drunk. So like, if you get pulled over and you've got a little on the way home Coors Light in your cup holder and you're blowing a 0.02, should that really be illegal?
Yeah, I would love to challenge the Heineken commercial where it's the Heineken Zero and the dude's drinking it at like a park. The cop's like, it's a real commercial. And he's sitting in his car drinking a fucking Heineken Zero. And he's like, no, this is zero. I guarantee you could still get a ticket for that.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Which is crap. Like, if we're going to say that the legal limit is 0.08, then the legal limit is 0.08. Now, I would say, don't be a fucking moron. I don't care if you're only going to blow a 0.02. It's not smart to drink a beer in your car on your way home from work. Probably not smart. You probably shouldn't do it. But if it's one fucking beer, should it really be illegal? Once again, I can't do this podcast in this hat because when I say stupid shit like that.
So this is where Germany got it right.
Even worse, right? What's that?
This is where Germany got it right. So in Germany,
dude, let me take this hat off. I can't. What, Joe? Don't do this to me.
Like they don't have DUIs.
What do you mean?
Like you can drink and drive. Last I checked, and this could have been 20 years ago. I don't fucking know. You can drink and drive, but if you get in a wreck or if you hurt somebody, you go to fucking prison for years.
Right.
Here, they give you a ticket before you're even in trouble. We get everybody in trouble all the time for dumb shit. Now, if you actually hurt somebody or ruin somebody's property or anything like that, yeah, get in trouble for that shit. But here, everything's
not illegal, and you're only going to get in trouble if you get in a wreck. You're much more likely to roll the dice. So I do agree in a.
You say that because you're an American, though. You say that because you're American, and you know that there's not really real trouble here. You're just gonna have to pay a fine. If you were drinking and driving and got caught and they cut off your fucking hand, you think you still have that same outlook?
I don't know. I know that,
like in Singapore, when they fucking caned that kid.
In my younger days, I feel like I'm literally the only person from Spokane that doesn't have a DUI, by the way, because I'm pretty sure half of Spokane's taxes are generated through DUIs.
Oh, absolutely.
Right? But I did get pulled over once.
I was with you.
Yeah, I know you were. You're the reason I got pulled over, asshole. I got pulled over because we were out at the fucking bar, and Joe was about to get in somebody was about to get in a fight. And I can't remember the exact situation. I think it was Ashley because it was in the Cadillac. So first of all, if you don't want to get pulled over in Spokane, don't drive an 83 Cadillac Coupe de Ville. That's lesson number one. Okay. Even though that car was fucking cherry.
It was pretty fucking. I forgot about that car until you just mentioned the story. That was a sweet car.
Oh, dude, that Cadillac was so clean. That was an 83, and this was back in 2000, probably 7, and it only had 32,000 miles on it. That car was clean as shit. Anyway, we're going through downtown Spokane because I decide we should probably get out of here because once again, Jesse doesn't like uncomfortable situations. And of course, it's downtown. It's bright as shit. So the one thing, the number one indicator of drunk driving, I forgot to turn my headlights on. So we get pulled over. And I blew a .04. So I was only halfway to the .08. And I already knew I shouldn't have been driving.
So how's this my fault?
Because my plan was to have 2 beers and then drink water for an hour and then drive home. But I wasn't able to drink water for an hour.
Maybe I saved you from a DUI because we left early.
Ashley's a psycho.
A little bit.
So anyway, so we go. I get pulled over, and of course I pull the whole
to this podcast.
Military card and all that crap trying to get out of it. And I blew a .04. And I'm like, I remember thinking at the time, like, I definitely don't feel like I should be driving right now. And I'm only even halfway to the legal limit. I can't even fucking imagine how drunk you'd have to be to blow over a .08.
I blew a 1.8.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that was bad.
Damn, dude.
I shouldn't have been driving.
I think alcohol affects different people differently, though. Because I know, like, I've got some friends that can put down a lot of beer, and there's no fucking difference in their motor skills, their personality, nothing. Like, they got to drink a lot to get drunk. As opposed to me, I'm kind of a lightweight, even though I'm.
Yeah, we have this new bartender, and we hired him when I was sober October.
Right.
And then it was pool league Thursday. I don't know how many beers I had. I did not drive home, by the way, but I had a few beers. And on my whatever number beer, he looks at me. He's like, how many beers have you had? I was like, I don't know. Give me a fucking beer. He's like, are you like Irish? I'm like, yeah. He's like,
I am, sir.
couldn't even tell if you had 1 or 10 beers right now. I'm like, I don't know how to take that at all, but thanks. I don't even know what that means.
Think of it, I don't think I've ever seen you sober.
Is that a compliment or an insult? Fucking dick.
As you drink White Claw.
That's the only thing within reach. And I grabbed 2 watermelons, which are the worst.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So yeah, big up for Peanut. So here at the Real for Life podcast, we recently got our own email address. We're an adult podcast now. It's real, the number 4, and then life podcast at gmail.com. Real for Life podcast, gmail.com. We got an email this week, Joe. Got an email from a Katie. I don't know who this Katie person is, but
is it the 15-minute follow-up?
Yes, it is.
God,
and I would love to tell the origin of that story. How did she remember that? Were you talking about it?
She brings it up all the time that it needs to be on. I do it. So she she knows I got it from you. So she's like, this should be a subject.
Yeah, I got it when I was in the Army. So the subject is the 15-minute follow-up. And what we're talking about here is when I go to the bathroom and I take a number 2. Now, I don't have to do this as much these days with the bidet because it just does a great job down there. It makes me feel like a real clean man. But for many years now, if I do a number 2, I'll clean up my business down there real good. But I'll come back 15 minutes later and I'll just do a follow-up check, and just for peace of mind. And I would say about 1 time out of 5. I usually say 1 out of 10, but I'm lying, Joe. 1 time out of 5, I find something there and I'm glad I came back. And
yeah, it makes a difference.
It's huge. I got it from a dude named Allen, Sergeant Allen, when I was in the Army. And he told a bunch of us this at a table at the bar one night. Because he went back to the bathroom, like, dude, you just went. He's like, oh, I got to do my follow-up. What do you mean? My fucking 15-minute follow-up wipe. And we're all just looking at him like, what the fuck are you talking about? And he's just like, dude, just try it. The next time you take a number 2, and the proof's in the pudding because Army toilet paper is the cheapest shit.
Horrible.
Yeah.
No, it's a horrible reference. The proof is in the pudding? That's not...
And this is why we need sponsors. You're not going to get this kind of comedy genius anywhere else. No, but that was his thing. It's like, we go back 15 minutes later.
Have you heard this? John Wayne.
Yeah, because it's rough. It's tough. It doesn't take no shit off anybody. Yeah, I heard that from my mom when she was wearing a Yosemite Sam shirt, Joe. So anyway, so he was like, try it, fellas. Next time you go to the bathroom, 15 minutes later, come back, do a little checky check. It'll change your life. And it did. It changed my life.
So I did a survey when I was in the military because, I have a lot of free time. So one of the questions was,
hold on, I'm looking at Darby. I'm waving to Darby.
Darby's like, can you let me in for the love of God? The question was, after you wipe, do you look?
Obviously. How else do you know if you're done wiping?
Right.
Yeah.
So it's actually about 50-50.
What?
Yeah. And you're like, what? And then
That's
this
disgusting.
One individual I asked this question to, he goes, no, I never look. That's disgusting. I was like, well, then how do you know when you're done? He's like, 3 times you're done. I'm like, 3 times?
Not.
I'm like,
it depends on what you eat.
15. Like, what are you talking about? Like,
dude,
you said 3.
Everybody's had that one where they wipe once, they look at it, and they're like, I'm going to be here a while.
Yeah.
Like,
he said 3 and he's done. I was like, that's the grossest shit I ever heard.
I'll
never forget it.
That is disgusting. 3 is never enough. I knew a dude once that was so cheap that he only allowed him and his family to use 3 squares. First of all, toilet paper does not cost that much. This is something we can go luxury. That's why I don't get why people get cheap Kirkland toilet paper, and you're one of them.
I have a septic system.
Okay. yeah, you have an excuse. But yeah, it's nothing but Charmin Ultra Strong for this bum.
You're killing the environment.
I don't care. I pay a shit ton of money to be on city sewage. They're gonna take what I got to give them.
Oh god, no! Septics can't handle the Charmin shit.
Dude, do you use normal litter in your litter box, or what do you use?
Whatever Costco has.
We use stall pellets. Do you know what those are?
No.
It's like those little. It's the same thing as the pellets you put in your Traeger smoker, but they're made out of like cheap pine, and you use them in stalls. Well, apparently you can also use them in a litter box. So picture nothing but Traeger pellets in a litter box.
Why?
And apparently when the cats pee on it, they kind of like soak into the pellets, right? And then the pellets become sawdust and you scoop the sawdust out. But the problem is there's nothing covering up the doo-doo.
Right.
So when they doo-doo, it just fucking reeks.
Yeah.
My mother-in-law and wife, when it happens, they just scoop up the doo-doo browns with pellets sticking to it, and they just throw it in the toilet and flush it. I'm like, you can't flush pellets down the toilet. But apparently they dissolve.
No, they expand.
We're taking a lot of risks with septic here, Joe.
Yeah, don't ever sell your house, apparently. Like that, no.
Yeah.
That's going to back up. That's not right.
I'm actually hoping I don't die. We just had another incident where my garage stand-up freezer was left open overnight. Yeah. Don't know how it happens. But we just bought half of a pig. So now I've got fucking shit ton of pork in there that's like questionable. Like it was still pretty fucking cold. So
it's fine.
I'm sure it's fine. But I did get on Amazon and buy like a fucking latch for it because it's like the second or third time this has happened. Last time it happened, it was right after we bought a quarter cow. And it was like, Tana's like, you're not allowed to buy meat in bulk anymore.
That's super weird. You have a ghost that's vegan.
That's probably what it is. Scott's probably like fucking channeling into my garage, opening my fridge. Oh man. Oh, so one more. We're getting pretty close to an hour here, so we're gonna close it out. But the other thing that this Katie brought up, great fucking topic. What song did you dance to at prom? I don't know that that's important, but she just wanted to talk about high school prom. Like, how many proms did you go to in high school? It actually says how many dances did you go to? Senior year, I went to all of them because I was with Ariane. So
this was a topic, and like I only went to dances with Karina.
Friend zoned.
Well, because I didn't want to go to a dance. My parents were always like, "You go to the dance." So me and Karina always just went and smoked a bunch of weed, got our picture taken, and left.
That's fun.
I don't think I never ever actually danced at a dance.
The only time I remember dancing at a dance, Ariane was giving me shit because there was this tall dude, I can't remember his name, but he looked really cool because he was doing this dance where his arms are like out to his side and he's like doing this shit. And I'm like, that's fucking cool. I'm gonna do that. And she's like, come get. It was like straight out of a fucking episode of Seinfeld. She stopped dancing. She just looked at me and she's like, can you stop doing the arm thing? And it took away all my fucking confidence that I didn't dance anymore. The whole fucking prom.
Well, I do the what is it? Hitch, where you just do you stay in your lane.
Oh yeah, he was right in that movie. Like, this is your box. This is what you got. It's all you need.
This is it. All the time. And she's like, "You're a terrible dancer." I was like, "Do you want to fucking dance or not?" Because this is what I do.
This is what I got.
Yeah. You want to dance with somebody good? He's over there. But that's all I do.
You know, I have rhythm, just not on the dance floor. So I actually went to 2 proms. I got asked to go to a prom with a girl named Farah. And this is a girl that I'd known for years. She skated. So I knew her through that, right? And she was like, she lived on South Hill. So you knew she was rich, right? And her parents were both professors at Gonzaga, right?
Mm-hmm.
So and they're Indian. like this kind, like from India. So they're like, and she was just the cutest damn thing in the world. Like just the most perfect white teeth, like super cute, right? So she asked me to go to her prom with her. And I was a year, I think I was a year older than her because I had already got my Army sign-on bonus and I'd painted the Buick red and white.
Okay. So I was gone.
So this nice little
this person never existed.
Indian girl with professor parents. I show up to their door on the South Hill in a red and white Buick lowrider. And of course, I'm not going to wear a tie because that's dumb. So I've got like a dress shirt not tucked in with like the silver chain.
Oh God.
Tie, and like a brand new pair of shell toe Adidas, bright fucking white. And I just, at the time, I think I thought I was cool, but looking back, like I would have been fucking horrified if I was the guy. I would have had a serious talk with her. Like, really? This is what you're bringing into our house? You can do better.
Oh,
like, this guy's going fucking nowhere. And the worst part was, I like when we went to the dance, I was just, when you're a kid, you just like you're more concerned with being perceived as cool than having fun.
Yeah.
At some point, you get over that, right? So I was like, well, I'm not going to fucking dance because like dancing's not cool, and I'm not going to do this and that. And like, I feel bad because this was her senior prom, and I feel like I could have given her a more fun experience if I wasn't such a fucking douchebag.
Yeah, I got a funny prom story I just remembered.
Okay.
Unfortunately,
I also probably could have got laid, but
yeah,
I was too much of an idiot.
So I went to prom when I was in the Navy with my ex that was in high school in San Diego. And she had to get like a permission slip for me to go because I was like 20. She was 18. So
is this you or are you reliving the Pineapple Express?
I had a job. And so we're at the prom. I don't remember if I danced or not. I was probably drunk, but I borrowed my buddy's car and we were leaving. And she had a friend that was beaten by her boyfriend repeatedly, and they went to prom together. And we were leaving, and she's like, "Hey, that's so-and-so, and that's her boyfriend." I was like, "The dude that beats her?" And she goes, "Yeah," and I hit him with the car.
This is in California.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense.
Just reversed and left.
Good for you, Joe. Fuck that guy.
Totally forgot until just now.
Oh, man.
What a douchebag.
The other reason I don't like talking about prom, because high school sweetheart was a year younger. I hope she doesn't listen to this, but
probably not. She's probably a doctor.
Probably fucking hates me, honestly. But so high school girlfriend, sweetheart, whatever. I'm in basic train. I'm a year older than her, so I'm at basic training for her prom, and I feel like shit about it. So I'm like, you know what? Go with my really good friend.
Yeah, that worked out for you.
Heath, he said, you know what? Go with Heath. Let him take my car. Just take my Honda. You guys have fun. Good friend of mine. Just have fun. Write me a letter. Tell me how it goes. And Heath doesn't talk to me for like 6 years. And like me and Heath were really good. Heath was my best friend before I met you. Like me and Heath go back. And also, Heath is somebody that could fucking crush me with one hand. Like the guy is literally, he's kind of built like Brad, like where he's just, his whole body's a muscle. He's built like a little pit bull. Right. And he could fucking annihilate me. Right. He started doing steroids in like, it's like 9th grade. He went to a bodybuilding show when he was in 10th grade. Yeah.
I remember.
Anyway, so he didn't talk to me for like 6 years. And then finally I have this conversation. I think it was with the Arian. And she's like, oh yeah, well, yeah, fuck, we had sex after prom in your car. And like, I wasn't even mad about it because I had moved on and then some, right? Didn't care. I was mad when I thought that you did it just because, like,
oh, because I'm a loyal friend and I had the opportunity, I didn't.
And as your friend, I still say you should have taken that opportunity.
Jesus.
At any rate, so finally I run into Heath like 6 years later, and he literally like he saw me, and I just looked at him and I said, "Dude, is this why you haven't been like talking to me? Like I heard this. I don't fucking care." And he just started crying. Like he was like, "Dude, I have felt so guilty about this for so fucking long." And I was like, "Dude, I don't fucking care. Like if I cared, I wouldn't have left."
Didn't he cry when you hit that porcupine?
We both cried. It was a deer, Joe. It was by your house. We were leaving your house. We hit a deer, and we killed the deer, and we hit the deer, which is easy to do out in Colbert. We go like a quarter mile, and we're like, dude, we got to go back and check on that deer. I don't know if it's okay. We go back, it's dead, and we're both just started like kind of crying, but like I don't want him to see me. He doesn't want me to see him. And then we just kind of go about our night, and like it was one of those things where like when we hit the deer, we were bumping Tupac as per usual, pretty loud. There was no music after that, Joe.
Then he went to P. Diddy.
We just rode home in silence. We were both super sad. Next time I hit a deer was in my Nissan Maxima, and life had changed at that point. I remember I was so pissed off. I got out of the car because I wanted to go kick the deer, and it got up and ran away. It's like, fuck you, deer. This is my Maxima. Ah, man. Anyway.
Fuck I think you've gone through more cars than I have.
Gone through a lot of cars. To be honest, our numbers are probably the same. Most of your cars weren't actually yours.
Wow. Then my number's a lot bigger than yours.
I've had a lot of cars. We'll tackle that in another episode. For this episode, you got anything else?
I only had like 2 notes. I was just banking on the present.
Yeah. So, dude, I can't even tell you, man. I wish I had something to watch this on. I'm going to stream it just for memory's sake, but this is embarrassing history right here, and is probably the only motivating factor to me learning how to do my own laundry right there. So until next time. Thank you, Katie, for the stuff. If you would like to hear your item subject talked about on the podcast, email us at real4lifepodcast@gmail.com. Till next time, this is Jesse and Joe, still looking for sponsors on the Real for Life podcast. All right, now I gotta find the button again. Hold on. Stop record. Yes, stop recording.